Welcome, football stalkers. It's the 2020-2021 season, the DSTV Premiership. We kicked it off with the Mtn8. Now, what we're doing in this one is Pirates game, SuperSport game, Sundowns game, and the Chiefs game. I'm sure look on who is disappointed and who will be extremely happy. I have Sedi. I've got Nhlanhla, Lady Q, and also the other guys are going to come in. The Tavisos and them are trying to come on. So, retabon. Guys, welcome.
Akekho zokhulumela iSuperSport ngoba ayinamasupporter.
Bayabaleka. Yazi ama-SuperSport dala nokubadotsha. Bayidotsha mangithi baza ngapha mangithi ngithi lawo yini isikhiphani kanti.
Oh, next.
So,
remember when SuperSport won the treble 3 leagues in a row? They had over 10,000 supporters. More via Kiskipa or Skima Matatans. Mara, no. Ask them where those t-shirts are. They will tell you what's in Karopenga. So, Minang Fabi Santa. I pay window. Minangi Parania. Yeah, football has come to normality now. We are normal now.
Oh, guys. You guys are so happy Peter left. Now you guys are saying football has come back to normal. Hey, yeah,
football has come to normal now.
I'm not happy that Peter left.
Why?
I'm very happy
because it will be Gavin's easiest season.
I wanted to take all those cups from Peter. I wanted to take all those cups from him.
No, you know the thing is,
it was supposed to be from him. I'm not happy.
No, but you know what the thing is, people leaving.
That he's gone.
No, but listen, Peter leaving is the greatest thing that happened to Gavin Hunt.
Yes,
and Chiefs as well.
It stopped the farmers' market that the football was coming into.
No, but besides that,
you guys are
he doesn't have a lot of pressure on him. He does not have a lot of pressure.
Like Peter didn't have a competition.
Mtn8 and be fine.
What will that do to us?
Peter did not have competition.
What will that do to us? Because if Peter was still here, Gavin Hunt was going to have pressure. And he was going to put pressure on the players. So now that Peter is gone, Gavin Hunt is also relaxed, thinking that he doesn't have that much of a competition.
No, but it also gives him to build a team.
No way he's gonna win anything.
Now he can build his team in peace. He's not frantically trying to
build a team with the same players.
You guys are not giving credit to Mangoba. I mean, the guy has been there. It's almost as if you're saying by Upito leaving, then therefore everything is continuing.
Mangoba, don't even mention Mangoba because they gave him the opportunity. And he said he can't take the head coach opportunity. That's why Rulani is going to be on par with Mangoba because Mangoba didn't want to take the full responsibility. If Mangoba was a man and was confident, he would tell them, let me lead Sundowns. I've been here. But because he wasn't confident enough, he said, yeah, bring Rulani, let's be co-coaches, co-coach. Co-coach. And bring Steve Compella to the senior coach. What is that? What? Yes, says Mangoba doesn't have the ball.
Overloaded by Vinky. That's the problem.
Mangoba writes on the training ground, but on the when it's time to for accountability, Mangoba didn't want that. So he wanted someone else.
And he still has to be accountable because you remember in that statement they said that's the final word.
That's why I'm happy Sundowns has 3 head coaches because because no one wants
you're dragging us now. Yo,
who are you going to blame?
Dragging us.
Okay, look,
listen.
They are top club. Hold on. Let's get into
if you are a top club, why must you have 3 coaches
that
no one is
I'm getting to the game now. Last night, you played against Cape Town City. Your thoughts on the game?
Yes, sir.
Hey, I'm going to promote the Black Level now. I'm going to promote the Black Level.
Askulu.
Tell me about last night's game. Your thoughts on the game?
The City game, né? My boys were off. Like, it's not Pirates football what we played on that game. But also with being a sensible person, you understand, Uzi, there was 4 new players in that squad. So we were trying to integrate as well. And we're integrating a new captain, even if he's not the captain. But Tyson didn't sign for Paris to be led by someone else. Uchele is the main captain. Tyson, after Uchele, Tyson is more experienced than Uchele. This is our national team captain. So I didn't find it very weird Uguti Tyson gets the armband. Tyson's got the experience, he's got the mentality, and he's a defender that scores. So the decision that was made to make him captain is the same decision that was made to make Thiago the captain at Chelsea. Big teams. So why can't we accept it in South Africa that if you sign a big name player, give them their roses while they're still alive? Sharp, the season is a game in, it's a cup game. And then 10 games into whatever, if they're not delivering, then we start judging. We can't judge a decision with management whereby we literally building a new team.
Okay.
So I don't blame anyone for giving Tyson the captain's armband, because he comes from an international game. He was leading the team. He can lead Ipares, just as Mhlampe Uchele ulimele or Mhlampe Uchele is not the right combination, or our coach is looking for proper combinations. Because we've not had a leader with Ipares for the past 5 years. So we've not had a leader.
So before we move on to Sedi and Lady Q, what do you make of Ndlovu being played on the right hand side as a winger? I mean, I think we all expected him to play in the middle field, but now he was used as a wing back. What do you make?
What people didn't realize is that it was all on paper. 80 minutes of that game, Ndlovu played on the right with Ushwest. Ndlovu was covering Uester. He went to where the trouble was. So a lot of people look at the paper and decide, okay, this one's going to be stagnant here. Football is an evolving game. They saw there was no trouble that side. Ndlovu was playing on the right. The ball that Uester crossed it, Urosile for the assist, Upaswe from almost the corner. You understand what I'm saying? So, information doesn't mean anything.
Okay.
Because Ndlovu, we formation bekabhala ukuthi uzoba left back. Where was he when the goal was created? He was a thingy there by the corner almost. And he's the one that passed back. And he defended. He was man of the match. Everyone else that was in their positions, they looked lost. Tyson looked lost for the first 30 minutes.
Okay.
But he became a leader.
Lady Q to speak about her mighty Kaizer Chiefs. Lady Q, your thoughts on today's game?
Please.
You know what? I wasn't happy about the first half, and it looked like the continuity of what we had last season. And it was kind of disappointing and very alarming. Well, I'm not happy about the overall because it is the continuity of what happened. We were actually winning because of the set pieces that they created today. But overall, the game, okay, second half was better. I don't know what did Gavin Hunt say to the boys, but it was better because Upakanaye came back with a little bit of confidence and Ubiliat came back with a little bit of confidence compared to the first half. So it's I hope Gavin Hunt will be able to build his team. What I like about him is that compared to the coach that we had, he has a plan B, of which the coach that we have previously didn't have the plan B. He continued playing the very same players. If we're not winning, he put the defense. So Gavin Hunt came with a different strategy, and I like that because it showed the second half that he has a plan B and he has a plan C if things doesn't work according to the plan A.
Yeah, I mean,
do you mind me adding?
I'm happy that we won, but I'm not happy about the performance.
Do you mind me adding on that?
Wait, yeah. before we get Nhlanhla, so let's say we saw he has trust in Ungobo, a very exciting, promising player. We saw him playing Agay instead of Katande. We see that he's, I mean, okay, we know the Akbay situation, but do you think Kune now is going to be the goalkeeper for Gavin Hunt? And also we can see Bakas is back into the starting lineup again. And Parker, he's in the team, but playing a different role to the one that he played against Ernst Minito. And Billiard also had a very decent game in this. So I hear what you're saying in terms of it's not the way that Ernst played in terms of just being direct, but at least there's a little bit of passing game from Kaizer Chiefs. Is it something that you think that Gavin is going to work more and more as you go to the season?
I think so. I think it's a good thing that he introduces this small boys back. Agay, I'm not sure about him. I was not happy about his performance today. But I think he's also promising. He just needs to focus. I think he's losing focus a lot. That's something that I noticed about him today. And then Abu Bloom and Mashiani, they are doing well, and I think it's a good thing that he introduces them. That will give them a confidence as well. We were having problems with senior players last season, so I think he also listens to the supporters. And anyway, knowing Gavin Hunt likes small players, he likes these young boys. So I think he's gonna give them a lot of chances so we can see what they've got. Ubilad was very confident today, was very confident. You could see that he is playing with his heart compared to the last season. Wamaka is attacking, he's doing a very different. I loved the fact that the 2 goals came from his corners. So it's compared to Upaka. Upaka has been taking the corner kicks, but nothing came out of those corner kicks. So I think him and Sussman actually work together, and it shows that they've been practicing this together. So it's a good thing. I love the fact that Gavin Hunt is introducing these young players, and maybe we could go far with them.
Kanta, you said
I'm going in. Yeah, I'm going in. I'm sorry, guys. Get quiet, ne?
Yeah, it is.
Lady Q.
Any time you can call me quiet. Yes, Nhlanhla.
You know your football 100%. Like when you're talking, I'm even getting goosebumps because any sane person can see what you are trying, what you're saying, and it should have happened last season. What you are saying right now.
As you said, question. Sedi, this is your turn.
Like, I hope when I pray.
Ima. As you said, the chance. Sedi, your thoughts on this game?
Nah, it's okay. just the coaching setup alone puts me off. So I always like watching Sundowns now. I watch it with a pinch of salt. The starting 11 alone for me was just tricky because I understand that we had to introduce new players, but so many at the same time, it makes you wonder, okay, if we're putting in a new movie, where is Thapelo Morena? And Thapelo Morena is not even on the bench. What must happen?
Morena wasn't playing.
No, he wasn't there. So
isn't his injury finished?
No, he's fine now. He's fine. He wasn't injured. He played Ghana Nedbank Cup final.
Hey, because I remember against Celtic, he was there.
He was there, but he wasn't even on the bench with this game. So,
or does it go with the fans? They don't want the Mtn8. I agree, your fans don't like the Mtn8.
Aye, man.
Let me finish. We have been listening to you, and you were talking about Pirates. No one interfered. Can you let us finish, please?
I agree. It's not the Mtn8 is not a real
cup. So, in terms of our playing, there were a lot of factors in the game. Firstly, it's a whole new coaching situation. Yes, the two head coaches have been there, but now you're adding a senior coach and everybody's trying to put their philosophy in and whatnot. So for me, already, it was just tricky. Peter Shaulile played
coach
well. So Shaulile for me played well. I think in terms of the subs, as soon as we conceded, the last 3 subs that they made in the 87th minute should have come in by the 70th minute at least. Because it was one of those games where I feel like we could have played 100 minutes, we wouldn't have scored anything. And the goals that we did score were all offsides.
Yeah, it happened.
We need time. Sundowns, I think right now, we're in the growing pains part. We're getting over.
It's starting over.
Yeah, we're literally starting over because now Peter left us with a foundation. Now it's up to the 3 wise men or whatever they call them now.
Because with Peter, you had hierarchy, you had divisions.
Yes, there was.
But now they want to link people.
Structure. Exactly.
They want to link egos, and that's not going to work.
So for me,
but I hope it works.
I really think Jali should have come on a lot earlier. And I honestly think that Shompo should have been subbed for Jali. But
Shompo, the captain.
Let me come in there for a second, Sedi. So let's say, and it's one of the points that was made last season for different matches for different teams, that you find
Give me 2 minutes, guys.
For each
I'll be back.
You find that you do get coaches that have their players. Now we see from Middendorf, we see from Eric Tintler, we see from every coach just has that player. Even on the off day, they tend to trust and say
to play them more, right? And we saw that with Mawoe as well last season.
Yes.
It didn't matter how much supporters berated him, but Peter kept playing him. And luckily for us, he won the league for us on the very last day.
So, looking at Coach Mangoba, now we understand that they understood what was going on with Sundowns, why Sundowns is where it is. So it's not to say that it's a complete change with new management and all that. But the reality is it is a new coach who's at the helm, and probably Mangoba would want to do things his way. And you might find out certain players that he would prefer playing over the others. Now, I don't know if you look at the fact that Sundowns, they had an old coach. Do you think now with the new coach, there's a bit of a confusion with the players? Or do you think like any other normal team, when there's a new coach, every player wants to prove to the coach that let me be the first team player? Or do you think that there are certain players that still think, you know what, I'm that player? Because we as football stalkers did the numbers, and Sundowns has 44 players at the squad. Looking at that, according to you, do you think that it's a healthy number, or do you think there's just
they've got 3 squads?
No, they have to release. They must either release or loan surplus players, because how are you going to manage a quiet dressing room and a happy team if you have 44 players? Because obviously out of those 44, there's a good 10 or 12 that we won't even see this season at all. You get what I mean? Like, there are certain players that just need to get either released or loaned out, because if it creates less of a headache. And I think for players, the other thing is that now with this co-coach thing, as a player, who are you going to listen to? You have 2 head coaches. Which one are you going to listen to? And then there's a senior coach who's also trying to test the waters to see how he fits in as well. And I think for players, it might be slightly daunting. Okay, because Mangoba, fine, he's been there for the last 7-8 years. That's all fine and well, but now he's the co-head coach or whatever. I think
I'm sure, Sedi, too, just to interrupt you, I'm sure the management team, when they brought all these 3 coaches, I'm sure they did have a discussion with the players, and they did have the discussion with all those coaches. So we won't know, but I'm sure there's some kind of discussion that was
had,
that they had to make sure that there's no confusion, more especially to the players. I saw some pictures of today where all these coaches were busy giving instructions. So it's kind of stressing and concerning, because it's gonna come back to the thing of who do we listen to. But I'm sure if they had a discussion of who exactly should be giving the players instruction, more especially during the games, it was going to be much better. If they can sit down as 3 coaches while they are still playing and discuss the game while they are watching it, so one can just pass the message to the players. It was kind of confusing, because now Rulani says this, the other coach says this to different players. It's going to cause more confusion, and I'm sure Sundowns is going to go down.
No, I think in general for Sundowns, in general, I think this season will be a learning curve. And unfortunately for those 3 coaches, they have big shoes to fill. And I think as supporters, that's why I said in the beginning that now I watch Sundowns games with a pinch of salt, because now Pito's not there, and it's very evident that he's not there. So we might actually have to be very, very, not even might, we have to be very patient with the team, because they're also trying to find their groove as well. What happens going forward. So it'll be interesting to see how they play next week. Because this week I think it was almost like a test match. Because I know they played against TS Galaxy in a friendly, and they played well. And they played against Zambia as well in the thing. And from people who saw that game, they said no, the team is looking good. It's just that I don't know what happened today. But now,
can I come in with that one?
Yeah.
You guys will never replace Pito. Let's be straightforward. And there's no Pito in South Africa. Otherwise, another coach would have dominated. Kevin Hunt had the players that we have at Pirates right now. He put them on the bench. Abu Mlambu, our leading goal scorer, was on the bench for Kevin Hunt. So there was no coach that was gonna go head to head with Peter.
So,
but
okay.
the fact,
let's wrap it up a bit, ne? Because we're running out of time. Lady Q and Nhlanhla, you guys are against each other in the semi-final, ne?
Yeah. Nhlanhla, do the Lord's work.
You're playing against
Chiefs. Your team must do the Lord's work.
So,
who am I playing in the semi-final?
You're playing against Chiefs.
Yeah, against
Chiefs.
So, quickly, ne? We don't have time.
Oh, lava was telling to lava. Oh, shame.
Okay, let's do it this way. As I said, we're running out of time. Tell us your predictions on what's going to happen in this competition, and also next weekend it's the kickoff of the new season. What are you expecting from your teams for this new season? I'll start with you, Nhlanhla. Quickly.
At the end of the day, I've got stars. You just need to agree properly. But Chiefs and Gisabi, Sundowns. So if I play Chiefs, I'll meet Sundowns in the fight. That's my confidence.
Amen.
Sundowns in the final of what?
The league.
Oh my gosh.
It's the finalists. Finally.
You're meeting SuperSport in the final.
As Sundowns, I thought they was my team. I'm beating Chiefs.
No, we'll see you guys at Telkom knockout final.
I thought I would include you. I thought I would include Sundowns in elite football things, but since they don't want to be part of it.
Mtn8 is a preseason cup. How?
I know.
Lady Q.
Okay, you know what, Ivan? I don't even know what to say because we can't buy, we can't sell. Like it's frustration. But what I'm expecting is that maybe if our players can have a different mentality from what they had last season, maybe things will work out. They need to focus, they need to communicate, because from the game that I watched today, there was no communication at all. They were all over the place. We couldn't even pass 5 passes, complete 5 pass-out passes. It was just a mess. So what I'm expecting from the kickstart of the season, I wish they can communicate. I wish they can learn to play together, because it doesn't look like they are practicing to learn to play together. They learn the strategy of other players so they can be able to communicate. We don't have goal scorer. We don't have a goal scorer at all. If Nukovic and Manyama, they are not in the pitch, then we have a problem, because no one wants to take responsibility of the ball, more especially in the 18 area. They keep passing in the 18 area, of which that's going to cause a problem for us. I just wish they can learn to communicate and take responsibility. That's all.
You must fetch Cunning Bank.
For Pirates. The Pirates, I don't know the last time they've beaten us. So it's just going to be the continuity that we're going to
Before this season, before the past season, you hadn't beaten Pirates in 6 years.
Nhlanhla, you are out of the cup game. Out. Just know that you are out. Thank you.
Before you beat us last season, you hadn't beat us in 6 seasons. Oh, Tusaid, you should be scared.
I'm not scared at all.
You should be asking me for massages.
I'm not scared. You are out.
Yeah.
They're in the semi-final, so they're gonna have to sort it out as who is going to the final. But what are you then expecting from the first weekend of the new season and also the rest of it? What are you expecting from Mangoba and the 3 wise men?
I really want us to beat Chiefs in our first game. But that right now that looks like a dream.
Sedi.
But I have faith. I know Sundowns starts pap. They start their seasons pap, and then we build momentum.
Oh, not you.
I just hope we don't build it too late, and we'll just have to give the three wise men a chance. But
Sedi, I want to tell you something.
Nico Mobi needs to go. He needs to fuck off.
I want to tell you something, Sedi. You're too beautiful to be stressing about Sundowns. When you ne? And when are you getting married? And I'm coming with my Paris jersey and shit. When Q, you must accept for your team is not a top 8 team because you couldn't sign anything.
Wow.
The Kevin Hunt that you got is even worse. Kevin Hunt is even worse than Middendorp. Middendorp is a better coach than Kevin Hunt, but because he didn't have the infrastructure. But it's fine. We'll talk about it after the season.
The same Gavin that they wanted at Pirates.
You must. I hope you failed to win it for them when they had the upper hand. They're not going to be on form this.
Okay.
I'm telling you this today.
Let's park it here, guys. Let's park it here. We'll leave it for the first weekend, the first round of the DSTV Premiership. Congratulations to Orlando Pirates, SuperSport, Kaizer Chiefs,
of course,
and Bloemfontein Celtics for making it into the semi-final. We'll see who will go to the finals of the Mtn8. But let's park it here. Thank you guys for joining us, Sedi, Nhlanhla, Lady Q.
I love you, Sedi. I love you, Quiet.
Bye.
You're my boy. I love you more than anything, dog. Put me on, dog.
Look. Well, you heard it
this
from
Nhlanhla.
Nhlanhla is in a happy mood. He's happy. His team is into the semi-final. We're going to see the Soweto Derby, first leg, second leg. We're also going to see them twice again in the league, first round and second round. So, let's leave it here. We saw Kaizer Chiefs coming back from behind, winning. Sundowns lost.
Sedi, follow me back.
It's got their revenge.
Okay.
We
saw
Orlando Pirates where Umunate Vandag. They beat Cape Town City. We saw SuperSport against TTM. Scary one, but they won it convincingly. So, it's up to them now because there's no more TKO this season. We'll see it in the other season. So one can say the Mtn8 is replacing that cup. Who will win it? We will see.